Yeah, that was pretty nasty. Hello, my name is Darren, and normally I would be playing Skyrim 40 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. Holy crap, it's late. Anyway, but today what I'm going to do is do a Accubow 2.0 unboxing and just talk about the stuff that's been happening with this whole thing. It's another 2-year retrospective. The last one was done on April 1st, which I think might have affected its viewership because people might have thought it was a joke. So this one is done on April 15th, so it's tax day. And speaking of taxing, tax the hell out of this bow. Look at that. Snapped clean in half. So here's where it was connected, and there's a snapped clean in half. And I just dropped a bunch of stuff. That's okay. So what I'm going to do today is unbox the new one because it shipped. Huzzah! And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So, what is this channel? What am I doing? What is all this? What does it have to do with video games, for those of you seeing this live on Twitch? Well, I do this to play Skyrim VR, as you can sort of see right there. And yeah, this is what I do. So, opening the Accubow 2.0 box right now. As you can see, I still want to accidentally put my shipping label on camera, so being a little careful of that. Oh, look at this, look at this. Here we go. Accubow 2.0. Here it is. Brand new, just out of the box. Obviously very loose, because why wouldn't it be? So we're going to talk about this while I talk about Skyrim. So, let's first talk a little bit about what it is I've been doing the last 2 years. I'm going to start by hiding that and showing this. So, these are the graphs of my progress. You see them at the bottom of my screen every time I play. In fact, if you look at that short, it would have been just below where the short cut off. So, let's see here. It's actually hard for me to see them, so I'm going to have to open it up as a separate thing for me. Hopefully you guys can see it. Maybe I'll make it a little bigger. Should I make it a little bigger? Just step over here and look this way because it's on the screen over here. All right, so my goal was to get down to 170. I was 169.5 at the end of March. April was a weird month, and I'm 170.4. That is what I weighed today, right before I took a shower, because I wanted to be clean on camera and clean shaven, because I knew I was going to be faced up and not have the headset on. And I'm not exercising, so here we are. I was 169 point something this morning, but I forget exactly what, and I didn't include today on that chart. But 170.4 is my actual weight today as well, so. I'd say I've pretty much hit my standard, or at least once I get my steps back up, because look, halfway through the month and I'm only at 8,000. So that's pretty low, but we'll get there. So that is that. That is my progress. It's worked out well. As you can see, it starts off pretty good. Flatlines a bit around here-ish, and then it continues and drops off. Reason that it flatlined, you can see down below. 1, had some bow shatterings, and 2, well, yeah, I switched my diet twice during this. So when I first started, I was avoiding wheat and avoiding other things like that. Then I eventually decided to go full keto, except on the weekends. So I was pushing myself in and out of ketosis every weekend, and that I think is why I flatlined at about 175. Then I started going, you know what? I'm not even going to eat wheat on the weekends. No more pizza on Fridays. I'm sticking to keto, and that dropped the rest of it off. So there you go. That and actually running more, as we'll get to when I get to the green bars. So when I get down, let's see if I can have scissors here. Totally forgot about scissors. When I get down to the red, you'll see that the bow strength is all over the place. And there's a reason the bow strength is all over the place. That reason, if I hide this, that is my wall of broken Accubows. Each one of those has been shattered. I've got this one that I shattered as well that hasn't made it to the wall, and the last time I shattered one, they wanted me to send it back. So I sent it back, and that is where I'm at there. And just in case there's any comments, I am going to turn on my Twitch thing. Hold on 1 second, Steam Manager. In case any comments. Just in case. Alright, no one's in chat. So here we go. Anyway, I am now cutting this open. Let's talk about the bow. So I've shattered a bunch of them. I actually have a whole playlist on YouTube of Accubow fails, and each one of my failures is on that list. So that is cool, and I am just gonna make sure right now that yes, you can hear me. Good. So yeah, Accubow fails on Twitch. Yeah. But yeah, each one of those big weight changes is because this shattered, and I ended up using a 25-pound LARP bow as a temporary replacement for the Accubow. And so, drop that on my foot. That was a pleasant bit of cardboard on the foot. This is some pretty thick cardboard. Do not drop this on your foot. Alright, anyway. Here's the Accubow, all out of the box. This is what it comes with standard. Now, it's got some interesting parts to it that I want to talk about. First of all, let's get these clips. This is so you can fold the limbs down for travel, which I don't need, and most of the ones that I broke for the 2.0 were broken at the clip. So these parts right here, if you look, this is the hinge, right? Hold on. So that's the hinge. 3 come from the bottom limb, and 2 come from the middle here. It's usually these 2 that break. Once these shatter, the whole thing is useless. The whole frame is useless. If it was these that broke, I could grab an old one and slap it on there if I could figure out how to get the pin out. So I've never had to do that because it's always been this bit. Is this the riser? I don't remember the parts of the bow, at least the parts of like a compound or modern bow. I only know kind of old school archery terms, so I don't really know what that's called. Anyway, so it comes with these clips, which are fun, but I have plenty of extra because the clips tend to break as well. You can see a couple clip breaks on my fails video. It also comes with this. This is because it's actually an AR bow, not a VR bow. The idea is that you put your cell phone in here, and there's an app that you can play, and then when it makes that clicking noise, right, it tells the app that that you shot the bow, and it does something. You know what? I usually take this off, but this one actually seems like it's pretty solid. So I'm going to leave it on, because why not? And we'll see how that treats me. Maybe I can put a camera in here and do like a bow's eye view of what's going on. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to find out. Alright. It also comes with a laser pointer. That I'm just going to take off. So all I'm going to do with that is hit my camera. So I'm going to take the laser pointer off. And again, it's got some stuff to keep the batteries from activating inside. This is the string stop. That definitely stays on because that's part of why this thing is safe to dry fire. So the reason it's safe to dry fire is because, one, this isn't a string. This is a resistance band. So instead of the bow providing the resistance, these provide the resistance. When you pull back and release, all the forces are going into these, not the bow. I have snapped these strings. I have some extra of the strings as well, plus this one's string looks like it's still pretty good. Actually, looks remarkably good. There's no real wear on it, so that's an extra string in case I need one. So there you go. But now, right now, it's an AR bow. How do I make it a VR bow? Well, I should have brought this over before I grabbed it. That's where this comes in. So this is a pistol grip for like a generic Quest 2 handle. And this fits right in here. And this is an L bracket. See if I have another one floating around so I can show you what they look like. Here it is. L bracket just like this. So I put the L bracket on here, lining it up with some of the features of the handle that you can't see because it's already on there. I then put little twist ties through the holes here and here to keep it on there. I then taped it on just to make sure. And I put some tape around here because I suspect that the reason that, it is stuck in my chair. The reason this guy broke the way it did, and I am struggling here, the reason that this guy broke the way it did, if you look, this spot right here in the back there is right where the metal piece was, and I think that the metal piece dug in, which created a weakness. Then once there was a weakness, that's where it snapped. So I think that's what might have happened. Although, honestly, it was weird. Usually they snap at the hinges, as I said. So I'm putting some tape on that just to give it some padding so it doesn't dig in quite as much. So here we go. Now, how do you make this thing? Well, you gotta connect it. So I'm gonna start connecting it. I'm gonna move my keyboard here. While I do that, let's talk about the rest of my fitness here. I'm gonna bring up the graph. Come on, bring up the graph. There you go. How many times do I have to click you to bring up the graph? Now this, of course, refers to this guy, which you can barely see because the graph is covering it. But this is my Catwalk C. And here, I'll take the graph off for a second. The Catwalk C virtual reality treadmill. You can't really see the base, and I'd bend the camera to show you the base, but if I touch the camera, it'll touch the connection to my video card, which will then throw everything off, and then I'll have to restart up my entire computer. So I won't be doing that. But that is exactly how that works. Now I'm going to throw my graphs back on. Here we go. And my dog are having a fight, it sounds like. Chances are my wife is just eating something and my dog wants it, and he is begging for food. He tends to be loud and obnoxious that way. Alright, let's see. So this fits here. Now you'll notice I'm not putting it like this. I'm putting it like this, and there's a reason for that. With this setup here and placing it here, it actually matches the brace height of the bow in Skyrim, which is what I'm trying to do. While I'm trying to get this on, I will talk about my walking stats. Now, if you look at my walking stats, first couple of months I don't have steps listed because I was using a different app. I was using the app inside of, what do you call it? Inside of the Quest. There's like a fitness app that I was using, and I didn't love it. It didn't work very well. So I stopped using that and started using the step counter in the Catwalk itself. Alright, so I've got, that was a little bit much. And no, get in there. Alright, here we go. So I've got the first one on. Over here. So you can see I've got the first one on. And then do one going the other way. So you can see it. Yeah, so I started doing the step counting that way. I have that, the goal for steps is based off of running a 5K. Before I started doing Skyrim on this, I had actually done couch to 5K, but then we moved and there was a nasty hill that was really hard to run on. So I decided to instead switch over to a treadmill. And when I was looking at treadmills to buy, I was also getting pitched a VR treadmill, not the Catwalk, it was a different company, but that company was known for having, what do you call it, bad history of only allowing use with their own products and then discontinuing things after a while, and I wanted one that would work with any game I wanted and not be dependent on the original company for its function, so I went with Catwalk. So that's what I went with. If you know the other ones and you like them, let me know in the comments. We can discuss that. Those are fun. Now, so far so good, but now of course it's very loose this way. See? That's not really on very well. So now I gotta loop this to the string stop. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the graphs so you can see what I'm doing. It's a little hard because the desk is a little bit low comparative. So here we go. So now looping to the string stop. So loop this through here. And yeah, this has been fun. It's been a journey. Shattered a bunch of them. So if you're looking for immersion and you don't really care about the resistance, one, they make a youth bow that might work pretty well. It'll be a little smaller, so it'll be easier to handle while you're in VR. So that wouldn't be as much of a issue. Also, you wouldn't need the resistance to go up. So yeah. But I'm trying to do it as resistance training, and the issue with that is that I think the 70 pounds is a little aspirational. I don't think they tested it long term at 70, because once I get around the 50-pound mark, that's when the bow starts to take damage. I've noticed. But manufacturer claims 70, so I will keep sending them back and getting new ones. They keep making that claim. Now here we go. looks like it's staying put. Unfortunately, with it on this side, the string will hit my arm right there. But if I put it on the other side, the whole thing flexes in a funny way that I don't trust. And also, the impact, while that might be good for the AR, it's not good for the VR. For whatever reason, maybe it's just Skyrim, maybe other games are better at that, let me know in the comments. But I think it cares where this is pointing, more so than where this is pointing. And when you release it, the impact shakes this, which throws your shot off. So my last video on the subject shows that. Alright, so this is mostly done, but I have noticed, once I get some resistance going, I'm not used to those. Oh, I think they did something new with the ratchets, because that sounds a lot crisper than I'm used to. Alright, let me see. It's actually pretty good. Let me crank it up a little more. Oh yeah, I think they changed the ratchet somehow, because that sounds crisper than my last ratchet. That's pretty good. It's not really moving. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Ooh, and it releases right away. I'm gonna release that one manually. Alright, and just so you know what I'm talking about, here's my last ratchet. Oh, maybe it did make that sound the entire time, I just didn't notice. Huh. Oh well. But yeah, good times. So yeah, that is my bow unboxing. It's exactly what I expected. Obviously, I'm going to leave the thing on because I'm just too lazy to take it off this time. And yeah, that's that. I will be back tomorrow at my regularly scheduled times shooting that thing. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and peace out. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on all the things. And thank you very much for watching this. Thank you for your support for everyone who has been supportive. So, peace out.